Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 9th annual ICP Spotlights benefit. This event means so much to us.
Yeah, it really does. I first came to a Spotlights luncheon many years ago. It was Isolde in conversation with Carrie Mae Weems, and it was incredible. It was such a meaningful conversation. Everyone cried, it was amazing. So thank you, Spotlights. I'm pretty excited for today.
I could not agree more. This event raises and lifts up voices who are showing the way for a more equitable and beautiful present and future. It's so important for young people, especially women in creative fields, to have role models like our honorees whom they can model their careers after.
This is ICP's second virtual event. After the success of our 2020 Infinity Awards, I'm proud to welcome to you the farthest reaching Spotlights event we've ever had. We could not be more excited to bring our international, national, and local audiences together for such an empowering program.
Today, we will honor not one, but 3 trailblazing honorees working in photography, film, and media for their impactful and timely contributions to visual culture.
We would like to thank Christian Louboutin for making this year's presentation of Spotlights possible. Christian Louboutin values and encourages greater equity and inclusion in the cultural sector and is proud to be able to support ICP and its students in a meaningful way. Later in the event, we will announce the recipient of the Christian Louboutin Scholarship, given to one local or national student enrolled in ICP's one-year certificate program.
Thank you again for joining us today. Now, the Executive Director of ICP, Mark Lubell.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Lubell, ICP's Executive Director. Welcome to the first ever virtual Spotlights. Thank you to our dedicated co-chairs, Zoe Buckman and Sheree Hovsepian, who have been a bright light in making this possible in such challenging times. I'd also like to thank Peggy Anderson, Isolde Brielmaier, and Almudena Legreta for their work on this event from its inception this past spring to what has grown into today's event. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to the ICP Board of Trustees and their continued support of Spotlights and everything we do here at ICP. In case you haven't heard our big news, ICP officially reopened on October 1st after 6 months closure due to the coronavirus. While we are not alone during this crisis, we are one of the few institutions that just opened a beautiful new building with huge success, finally bringing the museum and school back together again under one roof and receiving critical acclaim for our opening exhibitions. We shut down on our 7th week open to the public. 7 weeks in which we surpassed our attendance projections and we're building on the momentum in our membership, press, and school attendance. With every challenge, there is always opportunity. ICP has seen much success in transitioning many of our programs online and has welcomed an international audience across multiple platforms. Sponsored scholarships have made it possible for students from all over the globe to join us and to represent an inclusive community of image makers. Now, I'd like to introduce the driving force behind today's new format and our moderator, Dr. Isolde Brielmaier. Earlier this year, Isolde was named ICP's Curator-at-Large after a long relationship with the organization. It is my honor to now welcome Dr. Isolde Brielmaier from our beautiful library.
Thank you, Mark. I am honored to be part of such a special day here at ICP. In wanting to really energize the 2020 Spotlights benefit, the ICP team and I decided to honor 3 incredible honorees. Coming from all outlets in the world of image making, I am proud to recognize filmmaker Nadia Hallgren, photographer and visual artist Deana Lawson, and editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue, Lindsay Peoples Wagner, as this year's well-deserving honorees. Nadia Hallgren is an award-winning filmmaker from the Bronx, New York, who has spent over 15 years as a documentary cinematographer. She directed the Emmy-nominated documentary, Becoming. Her work captured beautiful and intimate moments of Michelle Obama's life. In 2019, her documentary short, After Maria, was shortlisted for an Academy Award. Nadia's work in cinematography includes the Sundance Award winners Motherland from 2017 and Trapped from 2016, as well as the Academy Award nominated and Sundance Grand Jury Prize winner Trouble the Water in 2008. Across all that Nadia has accomplished, her work is interested in identity, in what makes people who they are, and what compels people to take on the things they do in the world. It is my immense privilege to welcome Nadia Hallgren, Let's hear a little bit more from her as we honor her with this award.
It's a huge honor accepting this award. I remember seeing some of my favorite photographers accept this award, and the fact that I've been chosen to accept this award is truly humbling, and it's a tremendous honor. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, and photography began for me at ICP at the Point. It's a community program that ICP has in the South Bronx that I started going to as a teenager. And that was my first introduction to documenting, to photography. And that's where I got my start. And I went from shooting photos on a Pentax K1000, and then I got introduced to filmmaking. My mom has been one of the most important people on this journey for me. She's actually the person that told me I should go to ICP at the Point, and I always thank her for that. My relationship with ICP is one of the most important things that has ever happened to me in my life. There is definitely a part of me that just has to create, that has to make things, that has to tell stories. I feel like telling stories is the way that I engage with the world. Being a Black woman, I know when I first started out, I didn't see anyone that looked like me doing what I was doing. And I guess what I am proud of is I can hopefully be that example for other people that don't see themselves, that, you know, it's totally possible to do this and to do it in a way that really gives us an opportunity to tell the stories of who we are. I released the film Becoming in May of 2020 in the midst of a global pandemic, and it was a really sort of scary experience because I wasn't sure how the world would accept that film during a time when, you know, everything just felt like it was in chaos. And the response of people really opening their arms to the story of Mrs. Obama and, you know, all these other people that we tell within that story was really moving to me. And I was surprised, I guess, by the way people really felt that they needed something inspirational at that time. And through all the notes and messages I got from people all over the world, sharing with me how that was something that they needed, and it made them feel good and hopeful and empowered. I realized in that moment that was something that I probably wanted to continue doing, even though I really never imagined myself telling those types of stories, being able to inspire people and to tell stories that were uplifting in many ways. And of course, there are dark moments in all stories, and how important it is to have that levity in dark stories. But it really set me on a very specific course that I knew I had to follow. I feel like part of my role and my job is to add to that canon of storytelling, but from someone who sees, you know, I see my community in a very sort of singular way, and I feel like that's my contribution.
I am very proud to recognize Deana Lawson, a monumental contemporary photographer. Deana was born in Rochester, New York, and received her MFA in photography from RISD in 2004. Her work examines the body's ability to channel personal and social histories, addressing themes of familial legacy, community, desire, and religious spiritual aesthetics. Deana's practice borrows from simultaneous visual traditions, ranging from photographic and figurative portraiture, social documentary aesthetics, and vernacular family album photographs. Deana received the prestigious Guggenheim Fellowship in 2013, which gave her the opportunity to photograph internationally. She has photographed in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, Jamaica, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Brazil, among other countries. Deana is currently a professor of photography at Princeton University, and I am so very pleased to recognize Deana Lawson. Lindsay Peoples Wagner has been editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue since October 2018. Lindsay is based in Brooklyn and graduated from Buena Vista University with a bachelor's degree in art and journalism. Prior to Teen Vogue, Lindsay spent 5 years as an editor at The Cut and New York Magazine, a role she took following her time as the fashion market reporter at Style.com. While at The Cut, she won the ASME Next Award in 2017, honoring outstanding achievement by magazine journalists under the age of 30, and wrote the critically acclaimed Everywhere and Nowhere, What It's Really Like to Be Black and Work in Fashion, that featured more than 100 people of color's insights and perspectives on diversity in fashion. Lindsay was celebrated among Business of Fashion's 2019 Business of Fashion 500 and named to the 2020 Forbes 30 Under 30 list. Please join me in welcoming Lindsay Peoples Wagner.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Peoples Wagner. I am the editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue and co-founder of the Black in Fashion Council. I am originally from Wisconsin, and I really just spent a lot of my childhood really wanting to be in the arts, wanting to be creative, wanting to find my way, feeling like I wasn't ever represented or seen or heard. And I think that a lot of that really led me to wanting to find my way in magazines. And so I actually worked at Teen Vogue, and Teen Vogue was actually my first internship. For me, it was really just, I think, an experience of trying to figure out how I could use all of the knowledge that I'd gained over the years and how do I make that into something that I really feel like the industry has never seen before. And so it's been an amazing full circle moment for me to come back to Teen Vogue as editor-in-chief. And I think that my motto for the brand really is to make sure that young people feel seen and heard, and that they feel that representation and that their voices are amplified, but to also just talk about things that are really culturally relevant. And I think a lot of the editorial decisions really for me are about doing the stories that other people won't do. All these magazines, they don't really have Black girls who aren't sample size, who don't come from wealthy families in the publication. I've always been really interested in telling the stories of real people and then infusing that with, race and culture and style and politics and all these other things. A Michelle Obama quote when she talked about, too often as Black women, we get a seat at the table and then we just become grateful. And we don't actually use that table to actually shake the table and to make change and make a way for other people. And I think about that a lot, because I think that it is hard. I think as an executive, you realize that, it is constant work, especially as a Black woman or as a woman of color, to really always be the person to speak up, to always be at the table, to make changes. And, it's not as comfortable. It's not as cozy. And it is a different role. And so for me, it's like, I have this platform that I have to use that to hire all the different image makers that, people should know. There's been so many people that went on to shoot really big covers that were shooting for Teen Vogue. And I think that really is an amazing cycle to see that growth, to see that progression, but also to see those people given, their due and a platform that they deserve. That's the best feeling. I am incredibly, incredibly grateful and so honored to be even mentioned in this lineup for the ICP Spotlight. I have always just wanted to work hard and to make work that I knew that would change young Black girls' lives. And so I feel really honored and grateful to be part of this.
I'd like to take a moment to proudly announce ICP's first online alumni print sale that launched today. As we face the global crisis this year, millions of artists and creative workers' economic security became derailed by COVID-19, leaving 2/3 of artists struggling from unemployment. To support our ICP family during this challenging moment, this print sale will deliver 100% of proceeds back to alumni artists who have been financially impacted by the events of 2020. You can visit icpalumniprints.com now to browse our alumni work and support our vital and vast ICP community. Our annual ICP Spotlights benefit has a long and rewarding history of providing critical funds to students in need. Since 2015, we have awarded a scholarship in honor of the beloved Mary Ellen Mark. Mary Ellen was involved in the ICP school for decades and was a valued member of our school community. To continue her legacy, we want to eliminate barriers for talented artists who want to learn with us and be a part of our community. That is why we're very pleased and proud to announce our incredible partners this year, Christian Louboutin. I first met Christian during Art Basel Miami when they generously supported Ebony G. Patterson's exhibition, While the Dew is Still on the Roses, at the Perez Art Museum. It was here where I discovered his rich universe and the values he and his brand encourage. They truly believe and want to be a part of greater equity and inclusion in the cultural sector. These values form the basis that has led to their support of ICP students in a truly meaningful way. I am so very proud to announce that our ICP student, Shatik Mitchell, is the recipient of a one-year certificate program scholarship being underwritten by Christian Louboutin. Shatik is an incredibly gifted storyteller. The work he will do in the one-year certificate program will further his goals in sharing necessary truths to create impactful change. Shatik will give us the visual language that is needed to impact the way Black people are seen, heard, and celebrated in America. My warmest congratulations to you, Shatik.
Thank you so much for watching. The ICP Museum on Manhattan's Lower East Side is open to the public Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have 4 amazing exhibitions. Please come out and support this critical arts institution. Cultural institutions in New York really need your support right now.
Yes, thank you for attending the 9th Annual ICP Spotlights benefit. Be sure to visit the website, the link is in the chat. The museum really needs your support to continue offering vital education and exhibition programs. Please consider giving what you can. Any amount helps and has an impact on our educational programs right now.
See you all shortly at our live Q&A Zoom with our 2020 Spotlights honorees.